All right, we are live on the Coach Eli Television Network, YouTube, Facebook, and D Live. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here on this beautiful, warm, hot Friday evening, at least here in the San Francisco Bay Area where I am at. It is Friday, August 6, 2021, the day that this live stream is happening. If you're watching on the replay, please stick around. My live streams have great replay value. And tonight, I'm going to be discussing a very, 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 very important topic. Especially if you're a guy and you're struggling in today's online dating world. Women, you can learn from this too, so stick around. If you're a lady, you can learn from this too. But primarily, this is going to be focused for the guys out there, because I know guys are struggling with dating much more than ladies. I'm not saying you ladies are not struggling with dating at all in the modern world. It's just you're struggling in a different way than the guys are. And tonight, I'm going to share with you some, real life examples of what I've been dealing with lately. I'm going to be going over some articles on Reddit and seeing what the public has to say about this topic, and just a whole bunch of other things. It's going to be a great show. We're going to be here for at least 2 hours, maybe 2.5, 3 at the most. We'll just see how it goes and play it by ear. But before we get to all of that, let me first of all make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out. And it absolutely has. Let's see. I just got another canned message from a woman that just messaged me on Bumble. Yeah, we're going to talk about dating apps too. We're going to talk about how overwhelming dating apps are. As you can see, I just got a message and it, pulled my attention away from my own show, my own live show. But the YouTube notification has gone out. And let me check out the back end of YouTube. And back end of YouTube is rolling smoothly. The back end of Facebook is rolling smoothly as well. And the back end of D Live seems to be rolling well. And just want to check out the front end of Facebook and D Live real quick. We're at the top of the news feed on Facebook. And just want to check out the front end of Facebook and D Live real quick. Oh. Top of the news feed on Facebook. Yeah, and we're good. Just want to check out D Live, D Live, D Live. Got lots of energy today, folks. I got to say, my pinched nerve is almost gone. Like, I am feeling incredible today. See, D Live. I got to say, my pinched nerve is almost gone. Like, I am feeling incredible today. Amazing. Everything's working smoothly. Yeah, I know there have been some other people that I know about out here on YouTube that have had issues with their internet connection. Even some people that have a fiber line, 1,000 up, like I do. It's not your internet connection. It is the fact that you're using Wi-Fi instead of plugging in through Ethernet like I do. And if you're too far from your Wi-Fi router, you're going to have intermittent drops at times, depending how far you are from your router. In addition, you may have a crappy laptop or desktop, and it may not be powerful enough to do everything you want to do while you're live streaming. You need a pretty powerful computer to live stream. And especially if you're going to do what I do here at 1080p, 60 frames per second in high quality, and you're simulcasting to 3 different places, you need to have a good enough computer that's beefed up, because you're not only running the stream, you're going to be sharing maybe some clips. You're going to be sharing some, websites, some screenshots. You need to be able to have a computer that's powerful enough to multitask and at the same time stream out without any glitches to the places you stream to. So anyway, enough of that. Maybe I'll do a special stream or video on that to help people out, how to get the best quality live streams and how to ensure that you're not going to have any issues. Now, there's one thing that's out of your control. That's the live streaming server on YouTube, D Live, or Facebook, or wherever you stream to. If those live streaming servers go down, that's out of your control. But at least I can share with you folks, what you can control within your place where you stream from to give you the best quality and stability. All right. So before we get to this show here, let me once again pay special props to this channel sponsor, or the YouTube channel sponsor, my sponsor of my brand, my entire brand, wherever I broadcast, Facebook, YouTube, DLive, and anywhere else my content is at. It is sponsored by my great longtime friend, Troy Brewer. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. I've known Troy for over 10 years, and I've worked very closely with him for those 10 years. He's also been in business over 15 years, and there's no one that I trust more when it comes to branding and marketing than Troy Brewer and the Discover Community Network. So if you'd like more information on how Troy can help spread your message, regardless of what you do, maybe you're a YouTuber, maybe you run an online business somewhere else, or maybe you're a brick and mortar and you don't have the best social media presence or online presence, or maybe you don't even have an online presence at all, which I'd have to ask why you don't in this day and age. Troy can help you with that. For more information, go to www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. That's www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. The link to that website is below in the description on the YouTube side of things, and also in the description section of Facebook. Well, actually, it's not in the description section of Facebook. I'm sorry. On Facebook, you go to the top of the search bar and type in discovercommunitynetwork.com so you can follow the business page there, like the business page, and you'll find out more information on how to connect with Troy through there. Or if you'd like for me to connect you with Troy, just email me at Coach Eli at coacheli.com. The link to my email is within the Facebook description and below the description on the YouTube side of things. So once again, Troy and the Discover Community Network, thank you so much for your continued sponsorship and patronage of my brand. Lots of love from Coach Eli and the Coach Eli clan. Hey, Johnny, how you doing? That's my good friend, Johnny Queen. How you doing, brother? Welcome to the show. Glad to see you over here on the YouTube side of things, bro. Maybe you're on Facebook, too. There's one person over on Facebook right now. We've got 9 people here on YouTube. It's going to be an interesting show, and I've got a lot to share. So why don't we just get right to it? And I'm doing this show on the fly. I have so much to talk about, and I'm thinking about where should I start, right? Well, you should be more prepared. You're like, well, I'm prepared, but I kind of just do things on the fly based on how I feel and what makes sense. I just hit live with my prepared info, and then I just put it out there. But anyway, the topic of this show is dating is very difficult in 2021, but having a strategy makes it easier. One more time. Dating is very difficult in 2021, but having a strategy makes it easier. Now, that doesn't mean it makes it easy or completely easy. It's still not completely easy. It never has been easy. But if you have a strategy, even in the modern world today, it'll make things much easier for you. So, Johnny Dilk says, good, man. Hey, it's great to hear you're doing well, bro. Great to hear that you are doing well. My phone keeps going off. Oh, wow. Oh. There's a reason why my phone keeps going off. I'll share more about that here in just a little bit. So here's how the show's going to go tonight. I'm going to do a little overview of what I'm going to be discussing. During the first part of the show, I'm going to give a little overview on what my strategy is and how I've changed up my strategy a little bit lately because I'm out there seeking true love. And many people out there, ask Eli, you share a lot of your personal stuff and, you have difficulty finding a date. What makes you a coach? Shouldn't a coach already have someone? Shouldn't a coach be living the perfect life? No, just because you're a coach doesn't mean that you're not susceptible to the way things are in the modern world. I'm a normal, average, everyday human being. I just have experiences to share with you folks regarding things that I've tried and haven't worked, and I've tried other things that do work. And I figured one of the best ways to help folks navigate this crazy modern world, especially when it comes to dating nowadays, is to share my journeys with you folks as I go along them. And that way you can relate and, learn things that don't work and focus on things that do work, right? That's why I share my stories. So I'm not broken. I'm not saying I'm perfect. No one's perfect. But there's nothing wrong with, a life coach being single and having difficulty finding that special person. It's not because I'm not worthy. It's not because I'm unattractive. It's not because I don't have my shit together. It's just because of the way things are in the modern world and the luck of the draw. Dating involves, being prepared for it and having a strategy, but then there's also a bit of luck involved too. You got to catch the right woman at the right time. She needs to be at the right place at the right time, right? Sometimes you may have complete chemistry with a woman and she's just not in a good place. Maybe there was a death in her family. Maybe she just got out of a relationship, right? Okay. Maybe, she's overworked at her job. There are many reasons why things don't work out. And that's what makes this crazy modern dating world quite a challenge to navigate nowadays. Johnny Dilks, I'll reach out when I'm out west and I'll come find you. Dude, absolutely, bro. Hey, listen, bro. Dinner is on me when you come out here, bro. I'll take you to Cattleman's, brother. I'll take you to Cattleman's. But you're going to have to bring your mask because at least now in California, many counties, I forgot to mention this. I went to go run some errands today. And here in San Mateo County, where I live, where, you and I met, we actually met in San Mateo working at the Hillsdale Cinema together, Johnny, in the past. Here in San Mateo County, they are now requiring masks to be worn indoors, even by people who are fully vaccinated, which I am. I got fully vaccinated a couple months ago with Pfizer, both shots. Even fully vaccinated people need to wear masks indoors here in San Mateo County and in many other counties across the state of California where I live. And it makes me wonder, I'm like, okay, if this vaccine is so effective, why do we need to wear masks? Right? But it is what it is. That's the regulation, the law. That's what they're requiring. And hey, it is what it is. So yeah, bring your mask, brother. And we'll go to steak dinner on me at Cattleman's, bro. If you've never been to Cattleman's, phenomenal restaurant. All right. So, at the beginning of the show, I'm going to be sharing, what my strategy's been. I'm also, after that, I'm going to share with you folks a couple of situations with some women I've been dealing with. One that seems to be going pretty well, and another one that is kind of giving me the runaround. I want to show you folks. I'm not going to put these on the screen. I'm going to read them from my smartphone, but I want to show you folks the mindset of many women nowadays. Now, all women are different. I'm not saying all women are like that, but this is what you're encountering. And I want to share these stories with you so you can, see how I responded to these women or didn't respond to them. So that way you eliminate the ones that are a waste of your time or have a hidden agenda and focus on the ones that are good and are going to suit your need of a relationship if that's what you're seeking. I'm vaxxed and still wear a mask obsessively, says Johnny Dubs. Okay, cool, bro, cool. Queen says, Eli, when are you going to say no to, we'll just call him Gavin Newsom. Queen, I don't have a problem with Gavin Newsom. Yeah, I know he does some things that, are a little bit out of the ordinary, but what politician doesn't? I mean, it is what it is. I'm looking at it I'm looking at it in a way, Queen, where it just is what it is, right? Oh, Jesus, man. So distracting. Huh. Wow. All right. Now, the matches keep coming. After this show's done, I'm going to have a lot of a lot of conversations to get back to. I'll share more about that in a little bit. So I'm going to share these conversations, and then I'm going to take a break. Then I'm going to come back, and I have 4 Reddit articles or postings to go over today. And the first one is, if you were a woman, what would your dating strategy look like? The second one is female dating strategy. And we're going to see some of those female dating strategies on the screen. Male dating strategy, not female dating strategy complaining. That's the third Reddit posting we're going to go over. And the last but not least, male dating strategy suggests being elusive of how many partners men have slept with. Does this apply to women also? We're going to save the best for last. Does your body count as a woman matter? Or does, I know the body count of a man matters to many women out there, right? But what about a woman's body count? Does it matter? And should you ask her body count? Or how do you find out the type of woman she is so you get a good idea of what her body count is, right? That's a very, very interesting one. Save the best for last. So I'll probably take a couple of breaks. I'll probably do the first 2 Reddit postings and then take a break and come back and do the last 2 before wrapping up the show. So here's the thing. Here's where Eli, he's violating some code, says Queen. Well, it is what it is, Queen. It is what it is. If I got upset at every little thing every little politician did, I'd waste so much of my time on things I really don't enjoy, and I'd rather focus my time on things I enjoy and just kind of dealing with the stuff. It is what it is, but I get it, Queen. I understand what you're saying. I understand. So having a strategy. What's the best strategy? Like I said, I'm catering this more towards men, but women, you can learn from this too. Women, this does affect you too, but it more so affects men for one reason. Women get a lot of responses and matches much more easier than men, right? And I understand, based on what I've been experiencing lately, adding a third app to my dating, avenue, right? On where I'm, trying to find that one special lady, which I'm not going to share what that app is yet. I've been talking about it for the past several shows. I'm going to do a specific stream on that probably sometime next week. I'm not going to reveal what that site is, but it's a good site. I'm getting lots of matches and lots of responses from quality women, more quality women than even Match.com and especially Bumble. But I'm gonna hold off on mentioning what that site is. But what I will say is that now being on 3 dating sites, I am extremely overwhelmed, and I understand how women feel when they get overwhelmed. Now, how am I overwhelmed when I'm a guy when women get many more, messages? Because there are a bunch of thirsty beta males out there that swipe right on every single woman, like on Bumble or this other dating app I'm on, or they message every single woman without looking at their profile, just looking at their pictures on like Match.com, right? Well, that's the reason why women get a lot of attention, because there are thirsty beta males out there. Women can get anywhere from 10 to 100 or more than 100 messages per day or matches per day, right? Just for putting up a profile without even having to do anything. I mean, of course, they have to swipe right. But if you pay for these premium plans on these sites, like on Bumble, they tell you. If you pay for Bumble Premium, they tell you who swiped right on you, and then you can choose whether you want to swipe right on them or not. So you don't even have to waste a whole lot of time, right? So it's much easier for women to get a ton of matches, right? As for me, lately, between the 3 apps I'm on, Bumble, Match, and this other app I'm not going to mention yet, I've literally been connecting with I've literally been connecting. I can't even talk. I've literally been connecting. There, can't get the words out of my mouth. With anywhere from 20 to 50 different women per day. Just for conversation, just to connect. I'm only looking for one, and I'm not looking to even meet more than one. And there's a reason why I'm connecting with so many. I'll mention that in a second. But how am I doing that? How am I getting that many connections and conversations going? Well, on Bumble, I swipe right on the women I'm interested in, and I have set my territory to 100-mile radius, and I've swiped right on everyone possible within my radius. And every day where you get new potential people, I go through and I swipe right on the ones that I like, and the ones I don't, I swipe left, right? So that gives me more opportunity to get matched, right? On Match.com, you can send up to 120 messages per day now, right? I go on Match.com and I send 120 messages per day. I max that out, right? Okay. And then this other app is a swipe right and swipe left type of app, but it has more of there is a profile on there as well. And it's more of an app that's known to encourage genuine, long-lasting relationships. And I go on that app every morning, and I go through, and I keep going through until I swipe right on 100 women. Okay? So that's how I'm getting about 20 to 50 matches and conversations per day. That's the amount of work as a man, as a guy, no matter what you look like. Now, if you're like a top 10% man, six-pack abs, 6-figure income, you're 6 feet or taller and you're packing 6 inches or more below the waist, then you put up a profile, women will swipe on you. Like 90% of the women want 10% of the men. I'm talking for the other 90% of men that are average, decent-looking guys like myself, but they're not considered the alpha Chad or the Tyrone, the Chad and Tyrone type of guy that women just fantasize about being dominated by, right? I'm talking about the average, everyday, decent-looking guy. So not a guy that's like a 9 or a 10 on the attraction scale of 1 to 10, but a guy that's between a 5 and an 8. Like I consider myself on a scale of 1 to 10, I consider myself somewhere between a 7 or an 8. I know I'm not, the most gorgeous looking guy on the planet, but I'm not ugly either. I feel I'm an attractive guy. And I feel out of all the 90% of men that aren't the top 10% men, I feel out of all those guys, I'm in the top 10% of the 90% of guys, right? And it's still difficult for me, right? And that's why you have to talk with so many women, because these women are talking to so many guys, and they're primarily looking for that alpha guy, like I mentioned, 6 feet or taller, 6 inches or greater below the belt, 6-pack abs, 6-figure income. I think I mentioned that. Maybe I mentioned it again. You get it, all the 6s, right? So because of the way things are nowadays, in order for me as a guy to have the best possible chance of finding one woman that's going to be hopefully a soulmate or someone to date very long term, this is what you have to go through. Because even with those 20 to 50 women that connect with me every day, okay, I'm going to ask them questions. And they may end up not being the right fit. They may be attractive. They may be attracted to me. I may be attracted to them. But what more do they bring to the table, right? What more do they bring to the table, right? Now, I mention this because I'm overwhelmed. I'm literally overwhelmed. It's not easy handling 20 to 50 conversations per day, right? And that's for most women out there, that's a slow day. For me, 20 to 50 is a big day, right? Because of the way things are. Like I mentioned, for guys to get that much attention and get that much of a response rate, we have to put in the effort of swiping right on hundreds of profiles. We have to send 120 messages a day on Match.com. We have to put in a lot of work. It's like a job. It really is a job. For women, they put up a profile and they can swipe on a few guys that they like, or they can just wait for guys to swipe on them, pay for the premium version, like on Bumble, and Bumble will tell them who swiped right on you so they can connect with those guys right away and not waste their time, right? So it's a process, right? And it's overwhelming. It's overwhelming to get those, to get that number of responses. And then when you get those amount of responses, you're trying to filter out all those women to narrow it down to one that's going to be loyal and faithful and trustworthy and be communicative and not have 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 guys on backup status, even if they say they have no one on backup status, right? You're dealing with all of that, right? This has been one of the most overwhelming, dating periods of the history of our world. And why? Because of these smartphones. These smartphones are what's doing it. Before these smartphones came out over 10 years ago, we had online dating sites and we had other options, but it wasn't as overwhelming because we had to log on to a computer, a laptop or desktop computer. Now we have tablets, we have iPhones, Androids are portable. We're getting notifications while we're driving, for Christ's sake, right? So ladies, I understand how overwhelming it is. Guys, if you're doing things the way I mentioned and you're getting 20 to 50 responses per day, you're going to be overwhelmed. It's going to give you an understanding of what women are going through. So what will give you your best chance? What strategy should you use that will give you the best possible chance to narrow it down to one woman that you can go on a date with? You'll have chemistry, you'll make out, you'll eventually have sex, and you'll get in the relationship and it'll just work. What strategy do you use? How do you filter through all these women? Well, first you have to do what I said. As a guy, you got to just put in some effort and just go out there and swipe on a bunch of women and send a bunch of messages on sites like Match.com if you use Match, right? But then when you have all of those, communications going, those matches going, and women are messaging you, you're messaging them, and you're talking, right? How do you not get overwhelmed? And how do you not waste your time with the wrong women? Well, let me give you a couple of examples of a couple of women I'm currently talking with. Now, I'm going to share with you a woman that I'm probably not going to continue talking with. I've pretty much decided I'm not going to talk with her. And it's for a reason that I'll be going into more detail when I get to the fourth Reddit posting, because it's involving body count. How many guys has this woman slept with, right? And what are her true intentions until she finds a relationship, right? So I'm going to share one that is going to probably get eliminated, and I'm not going to waste any more time responding to her. And I'm going to share one that I'm talking with right now that is worth investing more time. Okay? So this is a woman. She's 36 years old, millennial, little bit younger. I'm just noticing for me, because I'm 47, any woman under 40 now, especially under 38, is growing up in the millennial hookup environment, right? Now, this woman, it doesn't say what she does, but she looks like she's in a doctor's office wearing like a so she may be a doctor or a veterinarian, or she's some professional. I see her work picture, right? And 36 years old, 5'7". She's pretty cute. I'd say she has a little thickness to her, but she's cute. About 150, I'd say 155. She's cute. Like, okay, I mean, she's attractive. And so we connected on this other app, not Bumble, not Match, this other app. And I wrote to her, hey, ma'am, I'm going to replace the name with ma'am. Hey, ma'am, how are you? So far, hey, ma'am, it's nice to connect with you here. How's your day going, and what are you looking for on this app? She's like, hi, Eli, how are you? So far, my day is great because I'm off work, LOL. How's yours? She's like, for now, I'm looking to date people. I'm open to a relationship if it feels right. You. Listen to what she said there. Pay attention, guys. She's like, for now, I'm looking to date people. Plural. That's not the right way to approach it. If she's looking for something serious, you should say, I'm looking to get matched with someone that can hopefully lead to a relationship. But she said, for now, I'm looking to date people. I'm open to a relationship if it feels right. You? I wrote back, awesome that you're not working today. I'm self-employed and work from home. When you say looking to date people and open to a relationship if it feels right, what do you specifically mean by that? You see what I'm asking? I'm getting to the point. I'm already thinking this woman has a high body count and she is looking to date multiple guys at once, sleep with multiple guys at once, even if she says she's not. I'm looking to see if that's what she means by that, right? And I'm not wasting time, right? She writes back and says, it means I play things by ear. I'm not sure what you wanted me to expound on. Ma'am, we know you've been liberated, even sexually, in the modern world, right? I'm trying to find out, man, if you're a woman that goes around and sleeps with a bunch of guys until she finds the right one, or if you're just looking to get to know one guy and sleep with him. So I wrote back and I said, meaning, do you casually date in the meantime or just meet one guy at a time? And if that doesn't work, you meet someone else. She wrote back and said, I see people until I meet one that I want to be in a relationship with. Listen to this again. Plural. I see people, meaning that you hook up with a bunch of guys, ma'am. Let me translate that in plain English. You hook up with a bunch of guys for wild and crazy sex, right? Until I meet one that I want to be in a relationship with. So I responded with one word. I said, casually, ? She's like, well, I don't go on one date and decide to be in a relationship. Well, neither do I, ma'am. But I'm not going to, tell a guy on a dating site that's a high quality guy like myself, I'm looking to meet people and I date people until I find the one. Do you understand how you're coming off, man? Then she writes back and says, isn't all dating casual before it becomes serious? Listen to this. Isn't all dating casual before it becomes serious? I wrote back and I said, no, I get that. I just don't want to get to know someone that dates multiple guys at once. It's a turnoff to me. I'm a bit old school regarding this. She writes back and says, I don't even get how that would work before meeting a person, for there to be an expectation of exclusivity before you meet. Listen to what this woman's saying to cover up the fact that She's very promiscuous. And if that's what she wants to be, that's on her. I don't want to go on a date with this woman and possibly sleep with her if she's sleeping 3 or 4 other guys. She's not even saying anything that, hey, yeah, I just want to get to know one good guy. She's talking about it in a plural way, like it's a normal thing to do nowadays, even as a woman. Yeah, you ladies can do anything you want. If you want to, be like, guys that are known as jocks, right, per se. If you want to be the female version of a jock that goes around and sleeps with everyone, that's on you. I just want no part of that. So I wrote back to her and I said, that's not what I meant. What I meant was I only date one person at a time, even before becoming exclusive. You can't get to know someone if you're dating multiple people at once. Going on multiple first dates is different than seeing multiple people more than once. Makes sense? This is not going to go anywhere. Anyone in the chat there, you let me know what you think about this woman. Let me know what you think about her intentions. I don't know if you heard that, Queen, or Johnny, or anyone else. Now, I figured she would block me, so I took screenshots, but she hasn't blocked me yet. Maybe she'll respond to me later. Who the heck knows? Who the heck knows? Now, before I take my first break, I connected with another woman. And this one's going pretty well. This woman, she's 44 years old, lives about 20, 25 minutes away from me. That's pretty close. The last few women I've dated lived an hour to an hour and a half away. So this woman lives close. 44 years old, 5'1". She's probably about 130 pounds, a little bit thick, but she's cute. And she loves hiking. And so I figured her and I get on the hiking trail. And I wouldn't, I'm happy with her weight where she's at now. She's cute, little thick. But we get on the hiking trail and she'll probably even get in better shape. I'm not expecting it. I'm just saying, right? So I'm thinking, okay, cool, right? So her and I connected. And let's see here. She started out the conversation with one word. She sent me a one word. She initiated this conversation. It's always better when the woman initiates it, right? Once you match, right? She's like, nice. And again, I'm gonna replace her name with ma'am to protect the innocent, right, from the trolls, right? I wrote, hi, ma'am. It is nice to connect with you here. How's your day going, and what are you seeking on this app? Also, you sent me a message saying nice. What did you mean by that? I'm getting to the point, like, what the hell? It's a one-word opener? Like, what if a guy messaged you and said, nice? Would you even respond to that? But women get away with it, right? She's like, hi, Eli. Nice outfit. Love it. Okay, so she liked one of my workout outfits in my picture, and she likes the fact that I like hiking. I'm trying to find a soulmate. I don't have time for games. I was just in Reading last week, and I don't know why she even said that. I don't know why. Maybe she was out there hiking. There are a few hiking trails in Reading, but much more here in the Bay Area and Sacramento area. I wrote back, I have no time for games either. I want to talk and meet with someone that's ready to just go for it and make greatness happen. What city do you live in, and do you live alone or with others? And then I wrote, thanks for the outfit compliment, by the way. She's like, I agree. I live in, I'm not going to mention where she lives. She's like, I am a nurse working in a nearby city. I'm not going to say that. Okay, cool. She's a nurse. Nurses are great. They make good money, and they're very loving and nurturing and very feminine. Now, don't get me wrong. Even the feminine women are empowered nowadays, and they're liberated, but nurses are good at balancing that out. I wrote back, cool, I'm self-employed and work from home. Hey, do you mind texting me on my phone instead? It would be easier for me that way as I'm in the middle of my workday. We can text through the day and talk by phone later tonight. If that's cool with you, please send me your number and I'll text you in a few. She gets back and says, by the way, I like your smile. And she goes, sure. And she gives me her number. So I try to take it to texting because in the middle of my workday, like I mentioned before on some previous shows, I use Google Voice. It just manages my business calls and personal calls better, right? I use Google Voice also because you can, while you're on your laptop, you can log into Google Voice from your laptop or desktop and respond to text messages using the full keyboard of your laptop or desktop, and it's much quicker and easier to multitask throughout your day. Because if you're talking to a bunch of women trying to get to know the one and you're texting throughout the day because you're working, she's working, you're texting until you get a chance to talk on the phone later that night, it's much easier to do it from your computer than a tiny smartphone, right? So that's another tip there, guys and gals. Use Google Voice. Or if you're able to use your phone's if you're able to use your phone to text through your laptop or desktop, use that throughout the middle of your day. It's going to be much more efficient. So let's get to these texting conversations, or this text conversation. Hang on. Hang on. This woman just texted me. Give me a second here. All right. So I wrote to her, hi, ma'am. It's Eli from that dating app. I'm not going to mention it. It's nice to connect with you off the app. You seem like a very nice and outgoing lady. She's like, hi, Eli. You seem sweet. I wrote back, I said, I am a sweet guy, but I am a real man too, LOL, just so you know. And I could kind of tell she was kind of fun and flirty, but not in a promiscuous way. I am not a beta male or an arrogant, pompous ass. I am well balanced in the middle and want something real with someone ready to take the chance and just go for it, someone with no restrictions or limited beliefs. So again, no restrictions, not waiting for marriage to have sex, no reborn Christian, no woman that's just getting out of a relationship and has some other issues holding her back, right? This is how you don't have your time wasted, guys. You got to be direct and decisive, but be cool about it too. Get to the point, right? I am well balanced in the middle and want something real with someone ready to take the chance and just go for it, someone with no restrictions or limited beliefs. I already read that. Someone open-minded and romantic. Someone that loves hiking as much as I do. I go hiking every weekend and would love a partner to get out of town with and explore other areas and hike those areas while we're out there. Also go to nice dinners, etc. Does this appeal to you at all? I took the time to write her something. I took the time to write her something. I mean, write her something long because I could kind of tell she was feeling it, right? And we were texting at this point, and I'm on my laptop where I can type like 80 or 90 words a minute while multitasking, right? She's like, yes, with 3 exclamation points. Did you see me in nature on my profile? I wrote, yes, I do see it, and I love it. Let me ask you some questions to see how well we mesh. We can text when possible throughout the day and talk by phone later tonight. I am not a one-track mind guy, and I am not looking for a one-night stand, but intimacy in the relationship is very important to me, along with the mental, emotional, and spiritual connection. Just a second here. I believe you are Indian, right? She looked Indian. I love your culture, but what I've noticed is that most Indian women are pretty closed off to intimacy, sex, and that doesn't work for me. I'd rather be upfront about this from the very beginning before investing too much time into something. So what are your honest thoughts regarding this? I'm not discriminating or anything like that. And to each its own. What I've noticed, the 2 cultures that are most closed off to intimacy or are waiting until they're married to get intimate, or they make you wait like forever, like many months of dating them before getting intimate and not just go with the flow. are the Asian women and the Indian women. Not all of them, but the majority of them that I've encountered are like that. So I'm trying to be direct. I mean, I like this woman, but I want to know, are you open to just giving this a chance? And if it feels right, even sooner than later, to just go for it and be intimate and take it where it's supposed to go, right? I read what you I read what you said. I can't even talk clean today. I've read what you said in the chat. I can't say that, but I get it. She's like, I couldn't agree more. Intimacy is everything. And what she meant by that is that why are you going to spend time with someone and do things such as hiking and other fun things? Why are you going to spend time as a man with a woman or a woman as a man if you're not being intimate when you can do those same exact things without the intimacy with your same-sex friends, right? In essence, that's what she's saying. She's not discrediting the mental, emotional, and spiritual. I couldn't agree more. Intimacy is everything. I'm like, okay, let's continue. This woman is really feeling it. She has a high level of attraction for me. She's communicating, and she's like not afraid to talk with me about sex. And I don't get the idea that she has a high body count or that she's promiscuous. She is trying to show me she's interested in me, and she knows what it takes to get a guy. Perfect, right? She wrote, I am from Pakistan, but raised in California for over 38 years. So she was born in Pakistan, which her culture is very similar to the Greek culture. So that's cool. She has great morals, values, and ethics, probably raised right. I'll find out more when we talk by phone. It will be a few before I can respond again, but you must be feeling an instant click here. Correct me if I'm wrong. She's like, why do you say that? And then she goes, I'm actually on vacation in LA visiting my family. I wrote, because I feel your energy and I like it. When are you coming back home? I asked, because here's the thing, we're talking now. And if we're clicking, like this is a woman, if I talk with her by phone tonight and she was off this weekend, I'd say, let's meet for a hike tomorrow, right? This is the type of woman, basically, this is what you want to do when you have a good connection like this. You want to get to the phone and either meet that same day or night or meet the next day at the latest. Or find a way to do it within the next few days or it's going to fizzle away. That's another bit of advice there. So when you come back home, she said, this coming Thursday, CNG, short code. So it's going to be almost a week before she's back. I'll talk with her through a few texts or a few phone calls throughout the week because I feel she's really interested, and I feel that when we get together, it's just gonna take off. I could be wrong, but that's what my intuition is saying. I feel this one is worth investing in. I'm like, we should meet when you get back. Do you have time to talk by phone while you're out of town? She's like, yes, for sure. I'll text you when I have some time. She's like, are you a life coach? I said, yes, I am. I said, former retired insurance broker. She's like, awesome, I need one. She tells me she needs a life coach, right? I wrote, I don't life coach a girlfriend, but I'm very supportive in other ways. Perfect response. Textbook, right? Just curious to know, what did you honestly think of my pictures? I liked them. Nice smile. I'm testing her, and she's passing with flying colors. She's answering me. She's being honest, but it's like clockwork. It's like when a woman's into you, she plays right along with you. Okay? I wrote to her, I said, I just said, screw it. If she's complimenting me, I'm gonna test her and say something daring. I go, I think you are sexy with a smart and fun personality. She's like, wow, right on point. And she goes, I like your energy as well. I wrote back and I said, attraction and personality have to be there from the beginning. She writes back and says, are we the same person? Now she's beginning to feel it, right? I wrote back to her and said, if I can't picture myself making out with you, it's not going to work. There's more to it than that. But getting that feeling that I want to get close to you is important. we're not the same person, ma'am. I wrote, I wrote, we're not the same person, ma'am. At least I hope not, because if you have a penis, I'm not interested, LOL. She's like, absolutely, ha ha ha, funny, love that. I meant in terms of same thinking perception. So she wanted me to respond to her, wow, are we the same, right? We're on the same page. We're the same person, right? She's feeling the click, right? And then I wrote back, I said, I don't date chicks with the D. I'm not going to say this because it'll get me demonetized. I don't date chicks with the male body part that starts with a D, right? I don't want to say it in this context because I don't want to get it demonetized. Like, you know what I'm saying. I don't date chicks with the D word, right? What each man has below the belt, right? It's ridiculous that we have to censor ourselves like this on YouTube, but hey, that's the rules. We got to do what we got to do. I'm like, yes, I saw what you wrote. We think alike. It makes me feel like I want you more. LOL. I wrote back to her. Well, she sent me a video, a TikTok video of hers, and I didn't even comment on it because I'm not really into TikTok or anything. I think it's stupid. But anyway, I wrote back and I said, I feel a strong sexual and strong overall chemical attraction to you so far. You are intelligent and very charming. Makes sense. I'm just, right now, I got nothing to lose. I'm going to go for the kill. Figuratively speaking, not literally. Right? I'm feeling that she's into me. Now I'm testing to see if she's being genuine or just going along with it. So I feel a strong sexual and strong overall chemical attraction, right? Most women that aren't feeling it would say it's a little too fast. You're saying too much too soon. A woman that's into you is going to continue to play along with you, right? That's some advice there for you guys, right? She wrote back and said, "Oh, you're sweet. I love intelligent men." And then she put man because she was trying to make it singular. I love an intelligent man. I wrote back to her and I said, we're going to go hiking together, enjoy the beauty, kick in those endorphins, and get in the best shape of our lives. And after we go hiking, we're going to snuggle and experience the most passionate and hot romance any two people could imagine. Am I saying too much? She's like, I'm already there. I'm like, what do you mean by that? She goes, I already thought that far ahead. I'm going to leave that one alone, okay? If she can envision doing that with me, when she comes back next Thursday, we'll meet and take it where we're supposed to go. She's like, when is your birthday? And then I told her, right? And then she said, and then I said, please be more specific to let me know exactly what you mean and feel. She goes, we will talk about it. She goes, I'm a Scorpion. I said, Scorpio, you mean? Oh boy, LOL, you are a firecracker. Scorpios, any women I've encountered Scorpios are firecrackers. They're pretty in your face. Now, this woman's not really in my face, but she's outgoing. She's a chance taker, and I like it. So I typically don't believe in astrology, but what I've noticed, I typically don't do well with Scorpios, but I get a different feeling about this one. But we'll see. And she goes, yes, because she put Scorpion instead of Scorpio. It's Scorpio, not Scorpion. But it means the same thing. She's like, yes. I wrote back to her, I said, I'm going to put your fire out, baby, with an exclamation point. Then the fire emoji and LOL. She's like, ha, 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 and sends me another picture of her. She's like, what other languages do you speak? I didn't get a chance to get back to her because I was running some errands before I went live. And then at 4:52, about an hour and a half ago, she's like, can I call you for a minute? I wrote back, while I was on the air here a second ago, I'll be free in a few hours, busy at the moment, sorry. She's like, it's all right. I'm out for dinner with family now. This woman's being very communicative. Now, do you see the difference with the first woman and the second one? Now, what I'm going to do, I may be here a little longer than expected because I really want you guys and gals, but more so for you guys who are struggling to really learn how to give yourself the best possible chance and to create a great strategy that's going to help you find that special woman as best as possible, right? Or as easy as possible. It's not easy, but like the title of this stream says, dating is very difficult in 2021, but having a strategy makes it easier. It's not easy at all, but you want to make it as easy as possible, right? By filtering out and eliminating the ones that are not going to work quick so you can focus more on the ones like the one I just shared with you, right? Where do you think I'm going to focus my energy? Where would you focus your energy? It'd be a woman like the one I just read. Now, when I get back from the break, I've decided I'm going to read a third communication. I'm going to read a third communication. And this is a woman. It's interesting. This woman, I want to see if the conversation is still there. It is. This woman, I actually had connected with her on Match.com a couple years ago, like a little over a year ago. And I forgot why it didn't work out. She's cute, but I forgot why it didn't work out. And so I'm going to read this conversation here. This is the woman that has emotional issues that have made her very guarded. But it's not apparent unless you ask questions, right? You have to ask questions, and I'll tell you, I'll read this to you and show you what I mean by this when I get back. Because women like this, even though they come off as nice and they're cute, right? They're going to push through the ringer to progress things. They're going to put their guard up and keep things at a very slow pace. And this woman said one thing, that whenever any woman says this, that's the last time I speak with her. I'll share more about that after I get back from the break. So I'm going to cue up some royalty-free YouTube music and step away from my first break. How you folks enjoying the show so far? Let me know. Interesting topic, huh? Queen, any woman can turn on you real quick. It really doesn't have to do with ethnicity. I mean, some cultures have, stricter religious beliefs, but even some of the women in those cultures, they don't agree with them, right? But that's your opinion. I get it. Queen says, when I watch the Daily Show, he says it all the time and he don't care. And no, he's not on YouTube anymore. He probably got removed. I get it. All right, let me cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. Do do do. Mm-hmm. Do 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 do. Let me see. Let me see here. Just need a couple of more. Let's see here. All right, I'll make Queen happy and I'll play her song again. Queen loves it when I play that song, and she's such a loyal person that when someone's that loyal, you make exceptions and you play things a little more often, even though hearing the same thing too often is boring. For the good people that take care of you, you take care of them. So music's all queued up. I'm going to step away for about a maybe 8 to 10 minute break. And when I get back, we're going to go over that final experience, and then we're going to get to the Reddit questions. So stick around. We'll be right back. Then you have magic. That's Otis McDonald with Magic Part 2 from the YouTube audio library, Queen. Maybe I'll send you a copy of that through email or something. This song and the tone of it accurately depicts how dating can be in the modern world if you allow it to be this way for you. Oh yeah. The song is called Masked by Silent Partner from the YouTube audio library. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Whew, man, there's so much to talk about, I'll tell you. I've got a lot to go over on this show. All right, let's get right back to it. Let's get back to it. What do you say? All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on the Coach Eli television network. Primarily broadcasting live on YouTube at youtube.com/LifeCoachEli. The channel is called Coach Eli Elias Melas. We're also simulcasting live on Facebook and simulcasting live as well on D-Live. You want the most engagement, come over on YouTube. That's where the party's happening. But hey, we have other options just in case people prefer to be on Facebook or D-Live. And soon there will probably be more, platforms that are going to be joining the simulcasting of my live streams. But anyway, more on that down the road. Tonight we're discussing dating is very difficult in 2021, but having a strategy makes it easier. One more time. Dating is very difficult in 2021, but having a strategy makes it easier. And like I mentioned during the first part of the show, it doesn't make it completely easy to have a strategy. It makes it easier. It gives you the best possible chance. It's like playing, listen, how do I say this the right way? Like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm primarily focusing this or catering this to guys, but women can learn from this too, okay? But guys, dating women nowadays is almost kind of like playing poker, right? You get dealt a hand, right? And it's how you play that hand. That's how it's going to pan out. How you play the hand you're dealt, how you play the cards you're dealt, is what's going to make the difference. Sometimes there's nothing you can do with that hand. Sometimes you can bluff with that hand. Sometimes, you're going to win. Sometimes you're going to fold, right? Dating is just like poker. You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. Let me say that one more time. Dating is like playing poker. You got to know when to hold them. Know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. That's another way of saying that don't force things, don't push things. Be cool, calm, and collective, right? Be emotionally strong, right? And don't come off weak, needy, desperate, insecure like I've talked about through many other shows. If you're a guy, don't come off weak, needy, desperate, insecure. There'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Whatever's meant to be is meant to be, right? Just show up and be you. Be the real you. And whatever's meant to be is meant to be. But give yourself the best possible chance before you go on that date. And don't go on dates with just anyone. You have to pre-qualify your prospects. Now, while I was on break, I have been getting messages from this new app I'm on that I'm sure you folks want to know which one it is. And I'm going to reveal that sometime next week. But on this one app alone, things are just going insane. I have 36 active conversations going on this app, on this one app, and that doesn't include Match.com or Bumble. I have 36 conversations that are active. You think that's overwhelming for me as a guy? Imagine if this is the minimum amount of matches and conversations women are having, how overwhelmed they are. They're getting 3 or 4 times this. Women have 200 conversations going. I'm overwhelmed. It gets overwhelming for me when there's more than when there's more than 2 or 3, right? I'm so overwhelmed. I'm practically losing my verbiage talking about this. But why do I have so many open matches? Because I'll tell you, I'm only meant to be with one person, and so are you folks, right? And women come and go just like that. And you ask questions, you talk back and forth, and at some point, you're either going to figure out something about each other that doesn't work for the other person, right? Or you're going to click so well that you're going to decide to meet. But here's the thing. Another thing having so many matches does for you guys is that you're not going to come off as weak, needy, desperate, or insecure. When you have so many options, when you have the abundant mindset, like I talked about it before in the past, a long time ago, I did a stream on that. When you have the abundant mindset, now that I have 36 women talking with me, I feel like it's my pick of the litter, right? And I'm not worried if 35 of them eliminate me because I'll still have another one to talk with, right? Now, I'm not saying all 36 are going to eliminate me at once or 35 are going to eliminate me. I'm just saying when you have the abundant mindset, you're not afraid to just be yourself, because if that one falls off, you've got 35, 34, 33 others left in the queue. And in the meantime, while you're talking with them, you might be matched with 15 or 20 more. So it gets overwhelming. I get it. I understand what the ladies are going through, right? That's why you got to get to the point, right? Now, here, I want to read you a couple of conversations, actually. Before I get to the one I was going to read after the break, I want to read one. I connected with this woman. This woman is 46 years old. She's 5'11", and she looks like she's about 150, 160 pounds. She's in pretty good shape. She's a tall woman. She's taller than me by an inch, right? And she's cute. I mean, she looks like she has a very healthy body. She's a white chick. She just looks, for a 46-year-old woman, she just looks very healthy. She's very attractive to me. I just got another message. 37 open conversations now. Oh, wow. She's beautiful. I'm getting overwhelmed live on the air. I knew this show would be fun. I knew it would be fun. But let's get back to this woman that is 5'11", right? 46 years old, 1 year younger than me. Great age, right? So I'm thinking to myself, a lot of women don't like to date shorter men than them, right? Okay. Some of them will. You never know. So this is what I wrote to her. I wrote to her, "Hi, ma'am." I'm not going to say her name, obviously. "It is nice to connect with you on this app. Your personality is written all over your very happy appearing face." She has a very happy appearing face. I'm like, what the hell? I've nothing to lose. I'll butter her up a little bit. I mean, in a confident way. And if she doesn't respond, so be it. I've got 30-something other connections, right? The abundant mindset, right? I'm one that can feel energy, and I just get this good feeling about you. I also love hiking and the outdoors. Perfect. How's your day going, and what are you seeking on this app? Another thing, just to be honest and upfront, I'm a very secure man, but I just want to make sure you are okay with my height. I am 5'10", and you are 5'11". I'm totally cool with you being an inch taller than me and very secure about it, but I just want to make sure you've noticed my height in my profile and what your thoughts are before we invest time to get to know each other. Very direct and decisive, right? I hope you are having a great day, and I look forward to your response. She got back to me while I was on break, and this is what she wrote. It is nice to connect with you as well, and thank you for the kind words. I did notice your height and don't have a problem with the height difference. Glad that you feel the same. If you don't ask, you're not going to know, right? And even though, listen, most women want a guy 6 foot or taller, 6-pack, abs, 6 inches below the belt, and 6-figure income, right? This woman's an inch taller than me, and she's cool with it, right? But I was direct and honest. I wasn't being a sissy. I wasn't being insecure. I was just saying, hey, most women, even women that are 5'2", want a 6 foot or taller guy. So let me ask, right? She's like, furthermore, glad that you feel the same. I'd love to hear more about how you feel energy. Well, I'd be happy to share that with you when I get a chance later tonight or tomorrow, whenever I get back to you. I can read energy, and I am so thankful for the gift that it is in my life. Good. You're probably a spiritual type of person. Maybe you're a coach too. That's great. This is going to be fun. She enjoys the same type of stuff I do. Now, she might be a freak. You never know. She might be one of those weirdos, right? She might be guarded, but I'm not going to know until we talk further, right? With regard to this app, I'm enjoying meeting people and exploring the possibilities. I like how she put that. In essence, she's politely saying, yeah, I'm talking to other guys. I'm meeting other guys. I'm not necessarily hooking up with them. I don't get the idea that this woman likes to hook up, but she's just meeting guys and hanging out, right? She goes, I'm in no rush to jump into anything. I prefer to take my time with the whole process. What about you? You see, that's the one thing I don't like when women say. When women come out and say, I'm in no rush to jump into anything, it means they've jumped into something before because it felt right. They took a chance, which is the right thing to do. My opinion is this: if something feels right nowadays, you have to jump and take that chance because there's so much competition. And I don't even like to look at this competition, but it is competition, right? Like I have 37 other women I'm talking to, or 36 other women I'm talking to. This woman needs to realize that. I need to realize that she's got probably 100 other people she's talking to, right? So if we're going to make something happen, it's going to happen sooner than later, right? But when I respond to her, I'm going to say this to her in a very tactful way. I'm going to tell her I'm a very patient guy. But in spite of today's modern world where we have so many options, it almost seems like if you don't take that chance with somebody, like when you feel it, it fizzles away. And it'd be sad to not give something a chance that I feel so much energy for or feel good energy for, right? You know, you just have to approach it in a different way. See this woman here, I don't think she's necessarily looking to go on many dates or take things extremely slow. She's looking to see if a guy wants her for more than just sex. That's what this all boils down to, right? That's what a lot of these good women want to be sure. A thirsty beta male or a thirsty guy or a guy looking for a one-night stand is going to try to rush things. Now, this woman is not necessarily saying that if we click and get in a relationship that I'm going to make you wait months before we sleep together. She may sleep with the right guy on the first, second, or third date, but she just wants to make sure and test. This woman is testing me. She's testing me because she is one of those energy feelers too. Maybe she's a life coach. Maybe she's a spiritual healer or whatever, one of those weird things. Hopefully she's not one of those spiritual healers because it's never worked out with one of them because they're kind of weird. But she's testing me because she likes me. If women don't like you, they're not going to test you and they're not going to even respond to you, right? So there's one right there. Now, this other woman that I've talked to before on Match.com, it didn't work out. I couldn't even remember why it didn't work out, but I'm going to read our conversation. This is a woman that will waste your time, and even if she meets you, is gonna put a guard up so high that you're gonna have to date her for 6 months perfectly before she even thinks about having sex with you, right? So this woman, she's cute. She's 50 years old. She's 5'8", probably like 135 pounds. She's in really good shape. And she's nice, but she's pretty guarded. So I wrote, "Hi, ma'am, remember me?" She's like, "Hi, Eli, yes, I remember you. How are things?" Because we're talking about a different app now, the new app I'm talking on, right? So she switched from Match because I'm assuming Match didn't work for her either, right? I wrote, "Things are great, and how about you? Would you finally like to meet sometime?" She's like, "Things are okay, thanks. Sure, I am open to meeting. Would you also be open to talking by phone before we meet?" She goes, "I've had some ups and downs characteristic of COVID uncertainty, and I'm doing my best to stay the course with my option and determination to love a joyful life." See, right then and there, she's all over the place. She's uncertain. She's in a weird place. This woman, at that point, I was like, okay, now I remember why her and I didn't meet when we talked on Match, right? But I kept talking just to see what would happen, right? And to get some content for you folks too. She goes, "Some moments are easy, some moments easier than others." No kidding, man. That goes without saying. Why do you feel the need to project it? Okay, you are feminine, you are female, so I get it. It's more acceptable for you to project and be overly emotional than for a man. I get it. I wrote, "I've always liked you, and we've both been very attracted to each other. Yes, we can talk by phone tomorrow evening if you're available. Tonight I've got things to take care of at my place, but I can text here in between. I think us connecting and making something amazing happen would make all the moments amazing. Don't you think?" She goes, "It certainly could. Do you still have my phone number? Truth is that I am still grieving the fresh loss of my father earlier this year, you may recall." Yeah, I get it. My condolences. "I believe I shared that with you, but maybe I did not. Why didn't we continue talking? Do you recall?" I actually didn't recall, but now I remember. I wrote, "You needed some space." So that was true, but I don't remember exactly the reason. "That's why we stopped talking. I think you are in a better place now. I can't remember though. Do you live alone, and what city are you in?" She goes, "That's interesting. I recall I didn't ever receive a text back." Well, that's true, man. And now I know why, and you folks will know why when I get to the end of this here. Okay? That was a while ago. I don't recall being in a bad space. Man, you were very guarded back then, too, like you are now. Do you remember when we last corresponded? I currently live alone in this area. I'm not going to mention it. It was well over a year ago from Match.com, I wrote. She goes, "Remember, it was Match.com. Has it really been over a year?" And I wrote and I said, "I'm not worried about it. I just thought you were always a sweet lady and truly wants a relationship like me. Are you open to something romantic at this point? Are you open to meeting soon after we talk by phone tomorrow?" Yes, it was over a year ago. We've already talked many times. Let's meet and see if we have chemistry, sexual, spiritual, emotional, mental, everything, right? I think you may have told me about this in the past, but I can't remember. Did you never want children? I know you don't want them anymore as far as I can remember, but did you never want children? She goes, "At this point, I don't think I'm interested in having children because I'm 50 years old. What about you?" And I told her it was an optional thing. I don't have to get into that stuff right there. Okay. And then she told me that, she can't get pregnant anyway. She's fixed and all that. So she was open about that, right? She was open that she can't get pregnant. She was fixed. She shared that information, right? Okay. I asked, "Do you have weekends off?" She's like, "Yes, I do." I wrote, "Ma'am, you and I have good chemistry. I'm willing to," and we actually do. She's just scared, right? 50-year-old woman, still scared, right? Like she was when I first talked with her on Match last year. "Ma'am, you and I have good chemistry. I'm willing to make the effort for you. You don't have to do much. I love to drive and get out of town for the weekends. Anyway, coming to your area on the weekends or anytime would be no issue," because she lives like 2 hours from me. "Are you happy we reconnected?" "I'm very happy." She goes, "So you sense a chemistry you are certain of without even talking to me?" "We've talked before, ma'am." And I wrote back and said, we talked before, ma'am, by phone. I just got a new phone and don't have your number anymore." She goes, "Honestly, Eli, I will share that I've met some sketchy people online that have been a little cuckoo." See, now she's saying all this stuff. Ma'am, listen, everybody's met cuckoo people, right? I'm not here to waste my time to talk about cuckoo people. I'm here to get to know you and see if you want to meet and if something romantic happens between us, right? I wrote, how late are you going to be up tonight? She goes, I need to go to bed soon. I'm like, what's your number? And I'll text you tomorrow morning to arrange our call. I go, I'm a real person, ma'am. And if you are around this weekend, maybe we can go on a hike at I mentioned a spot near her, and maybe even the dinner. She goes, and then she furthermore is basically making statements that show me she's guarded. She goes, I recently got burned by someone who claimed to have the best of intentions. So you gave a guy a chance and you slept with him, ma'am, and now you're guarded again, huh? You don't like sex, ma'am? Sometimes you're going to get with someone, you have sex with them because it feels right, and then it doesn't work 2-3 months later. Doesn't mean they burned you. It means it wasn't meant to be. So I'm not prepared to rush into anything. Are you okay with that? So now she's saying, I'm not prepared to rush into anything because I got burned by someone that probably had sex with me, right? Are you okay with that? And I wrote back and I said, well, just because one guy burned you doesn't mean another will. Let's just hang out and see where it goes, right? That's plain and simple. She goes, I'm going to keep going, but I am not looking for someone who feels like they want to rush into intimacy and relationship, both of which take time to develop. So, ma'am, you had sex with this guy because you felt a connection. You wanted to have sex. It ended up not working out. So now you feel he used you for sex, and now you're closing up your legs for any other guy that deserves it or is worthy of it, right? These are the women you want to stay away from. This is a woman here. I know why things didn't work out between us on Match. So I wrote her 3 messages and I haven't heard back from her, but she hasn't blocked me. I wrote, ma'am, please don't make a big deal out of this. Let's just hang out and see what happens, right? What more can you say or do, right? I go, I like to live a drama-free life, so it isn't necessary to compare your past to me. I just want to hang out and see where it goes. It's as simple as that. Does this make sense? I've already decided I'm not hanging out with her. But I just wanted to see what she was going to say and use it for content and show you folks that this is a woman here that's not worth it. Now, am I going to block her? No, because I'm curious to see what she's going to say. Am I going to ever meet her? No. Am I ever going to talk with her on the phone? No. Will I ever reply to her after her next response? No. But I want to see if she even does respond, right? Just out of curiosity. So that's one right there. That if you comply with her and say, it's okay, we could take all the time you want, I'm not interested in sex at all or early on in the relationship. I don't really care much. Like, come on. That's ridiculous. This woman is very guarded. She's very gun shy. She's very protected. This is a woman that probably comes from a broken household that didn't have the best upbringing. She's emotionally closed off. This is a woman that you cut off and you go on to the rest. It's funny. I just got a message from a really cute 4'11", 52-year-old woman who's Indian. And she sends me a message and goes, hi, how are you doing? You are a life coach, question mark? I don't get why these women are so interested in the fact that I'm a life coach. Like, I guess they assume that I know my stuff, right? But some of them think like I'm a player, right? And I tell them, look, I'm not a player, I'm a coach. I'm not a hookup coach. I'm not a dating coach, I'm a life coach. Do I help people, better themselves so they're more attractive to potential, partners? Sure. But I'm not into hookups. I'm into helping people find the right person and build sustainable long-term relationships. This woman looks a lot younger than her age. A lot of those 50-year-old women nowadays take good care of themselves. I mean, they look really good. I mean, honestly, this woman at 52 looks like she's 38, maybe younger. Like some of those Indian women and Asian women, Queen, like they look a lot younger than their age. They're very attractive. It's just that, they're very guarded with their sexuality. Like they They keep their legs closed like a fort. It's like Fort Knox trying to get to the promised land with them, figuratively speaking, or literally, right? All right, folks. So those are some personal experiences there that should give you a good idea of how to filter out those women once you get a lot of connections. You got to treat each one of them like, you got to just treat them normal. Just, don't be afraid to just be you and ask questions to get to know them, to see if you're on the same page. Because even if they don't respond or they block you, you've got 30 plus other women in the queue. And when you have that abundant mindset, you think clearer, you're not worried, and things just work better that way. Have the abundant mindset, right? And that's also very attractive to women when you have the abundant mindset. When women know you have a lot of options, your value goes up. When women can tell you have few options or none, your value goes down, or you have no value. Just think about it, right? What inflates value? Supply and demand. Okay? If there's a high demand for something that has a low supply, if there's a high demand for one dude, his value goes up, right? Think about that. You've got to think of things that way. All right, we are at 1 hour and 36 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the browser screen, and I'm going to get to the first Reddit posting, and then I'm going to take a break after that because those stories I just shared took a little bit longer than I thought. And then I'm going to come back, and I'm going to read the last 3 during the third segment before I go off the air. Queen Helen Casey says, maybe that's what she thinks you are, a hookup coach. Well, I think a lot of them think that, or a lot of women, Queen, nowadays are into personal development. And so they really like a guy that's in tune with his emotions, but not a sissy, a strong guy, but not afraid to express himself emotionally at times, a guy that's emotionally available and aware, a guy that can carry a conversation, a guy has his shit together, pretty much, right? All right, so this is from the subreddit Purple Pill Debate. I've been here before, and I love this subreddit. 82.4K members, 572 online right now. And the question posed by the poster is this: if you were a woman, what would your dating strategy look like? If you were a woman, what would your dating strategy look like? As the title states, what would you do if you were a woman trying to navigate modern dating? It's a great question. What would you do if you were a very attractive woman? Would your strategy be different if you were average looking? How about if you were a quite unfortunate looking woman? Now, this question is being posed to guys in this Purple Pill Debate subreddit, and they're being asked to put themselves in the shoes of a woman, and how would they respond as a woman? It's a pretty good exercise, actually. You can learn from that. Let's go to the comments. Just like it does now, I only go on dates I genuinely want to. That's a great answer. You go on dates when you feel you're connecting, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically, and sexually. Know thyself, know the meta. I'd be absolutely sure to communicate not just my goals, but my strategy openly and honestly. That's pretty good. I discard any advice that says, listen to your heart. Well, that's how women are. With men, yes, we have a heart too. But when it comes to dating for me, before I can bond with someone emotionally, I am very logical about it. Because I know what to stay away from, and I know what to pursue, right? So, yeah. Discard any advice that says listen to your heart. As a man, that's true. As a woman, that's asking them to, be biologically different than the way they were made to be. Women are emotional beings. They always listen to their heart. If it doesn't feel right, they're not going to go after it, right? Come on. I questioned my heart and demanded it explain itself. I make healthy use of the phrase, there's no way to sugarcoat this. Well, yeah, that's right. They're responding as a woman. So that I get it now. It makes sense. So someone's responding to what this dude just says, or what this dude just said above. Now this makes a lot of sense. Well, coming from the female standpoint, it does. As a man, you want to come off that way. It'd be the opposite. Who benefits from you broadcasting your strategy to predators? That's a good point. That's a good point. You don't want to go out there and tell women that this is my strategy to try to get you, because then they're going to think you're playing a game trying to hook up and get in their pants. Just use your strategy to your advantage, right? I'd make guys wait for sex until we were both obviously mutually in love with each other. That sounds totally like a woman, right? If a guy left me because he couldn't wait for sex, then he was never the right guy anyway. No casual sex, of course, but I already think that way as a guy. No, I'm the same way on that. But I'm also going to go with how it feels. And what I've noticed is that if sex doesn't happen by the first or second date, third date at the latest, then it just never goes anywhere. A man and a woman that are totally into each other are going to feel that chemical chemistry the moment they lay eyes on each other. And they're going to feel like they're going to want to do it even that first time. Does it mean you do it the first time? Sometimes it happens. But if you feel that way the first time, by the second time, it's going to happen or it's not going to go anywhere, right? And quite frankly, I don't date women that dangle sex on a carrot or have emotional issues or are afraid to just take a chance. I'm looking for a woman that's emotionally healthy, and if she feels it's right, whether it's sooner or later, to let the sex, the intimacy happen. So, yeah, women like that I stay away from, but I understand this guy was writing it from the female perspective. How would you deal with the vast majority of men telling you this means your expectations are too high and you're making men jump through hoops and ignoring men's needs? Yeah, that's true. Listen, I'm the same way. I'm a good guy. I don't want a one-night stand. But if a woman's going to put me through a ton of hoops just to, be with her or be intimate with her, if it feels right for us to be together, then I'm out. Like women have to understand that. Ladies, understand that if you put us through too many hoops, we're going to go with another option. And if you do things the way that I have done them for myself to put me in a position where I've got literally on one app 37 or 38 active conversations going back and forth, I got another maybe 15 or 20 from the two other apps, right? I'm overwhelmed. So if you don't make it simple for me, I'm going to eliminate you and go with someone that's going to make it easier, right? Right? This is the way you flip it on the ladies that have so many options. You give yourself a lot of options, guys, instead. I wouldn't listen to them and I would just stay single until I met the right guy. I don't think I'd be as hardcore as an FDS member, making a man pay for everything for me, but the waiting for sex thing is non-negotiable. Oh, well, if that's a woman saying it's non-negotiable, waiting for sex, I wouldn't be with a woman that has a mindset like that. I want to be with a woman that's open to allowing things to happen naturally. If a woman tries to stop the natural flow of progression, I'm out. It's over because they're not being themselves then, right? One person says, please marry me already. I forgot what FDS stands for. Female dating. I remember what it stands for now. There's a Reddit forum that women run, and a lot of guys were in there, and they got booted from that site. Female dating strategies is what it's called. FDS, female dating strategies. Even women have dating strategies now too, and that's part of the problem because women were just meant to. It's not how do I say this the right way? Strategizing their dating the dating life for a woman is a logical thing, and women are emotional beings. So women strategizing they're dating rather than just being the emotional, sweet woman they were meant to be biologically is basically altering, their natural way of dating, right? So I personally would not date a woman that is overly strategizing to get a guy, or it's just saying, okay, I'm going to make him wait for sex. I'm going to make him he has to do this, and this, right? If a woman is not natural when I'm speaking with her, if she's strategizing, throwing up red flags and being guarded, they're not ready. Move on from those women. They're going to waste your time. Like if I switch to a woman today, I guess I find someone who I find the most attractive and has good moral ethics. That's pretty good. Okay. How would you know? Smart guys know the right things to say and do. It could be a few months before you see the mask slip. Well, here's the thing. You first have to get the date, and you first have to get to a second date, right? And then you got to get to intimacy. Here's the thing. You're not in a relationship until you've been intimate with that person. Once you're intimate with them, if you continue seeing them, you're in a relationship. You are. Whether you think you are or you aren't. The moment you sleep with someone and you decide to see each other again, and you start hanging out and doing hiking or doing hikes and going away on the weekends and stuff like that, you're in a relationship, even if it's not official. That is why you date people for a while, to learn their values. Well, that's true. That's true, because even if you sleep with somebody and you're intimate with somebody and it feels right, sometimes people can hold things or keep things from you, hold things in and keep things from you for a long time. So yeah, you got to take your time, but don't be closed off to intimacy and doing things that a couple would do while you're getting to know each other. Just go with the flow. Go with what feels right. Correct. And so you would do what most women do, which is endlessly wasting time with men who claim to be food people. Okay? If I was a woman, my hormone profile would look completely different, so I would act completely different. And the response is, fair point, but what would your strategy be from a logical standpoint? There's nothing logical about it. There shouldn't be anything logical about dating two women. You're asking an emotional being. Women are emotional beings. They respond to everything emotionally first, based on how they're feeling in the present moment. It doesn't matter how much logic a woman tries to apply to her dating life. It's ineffective. When they try to apply logic to their dating life, okay, it never works for them. When they go by, with women, what's most important for any woman, even the modern day woman, this is the most important thing, guys, to a woman. Okay? It's about how they feel. It's about how they feel about themselves, about you. How do you make them feel? You want to try to make it logical? That's like speaking a foreign language to a woman. If she tries to make it a logical process, it's never going to work. She's going to come off so guarded to the guy, and she's going to come off so masculine and not feminine. It's not going to work. Women need to feel. It's about how they feel. They feel it, you're in. If they don't feel it, you're out. Plain and simple. Wait, look at this. Wait, do women have a logical standpoint? No one's saying that women aren't capable of expressing logic, but that's not what they respond to. Women respond to everything emotionally first, based on how they're feeling in the present moment, and they reason with logic after. Why do you think women will sleep with a guy on the first date, whether it's the right guy or the wrong guy, right? Because The guy was able to make their emotions feel good, and it turned the woman on, right? Then what happens the next day? The guy's not there. She wakes up and she's like thinking about it logically. She's thinking, oh my God, what did I do, right? What did I do last night? Well, ma'am, your emotions were feeling good about it, right? Now you're overthinking it logically, which is not the natural essence of a woman. At least not the first thing a woman processes things on. It's emotional. That's a good point. Wait, do women have a logical standpoint? Ha ha, you're so funny. Absolutely hilarious. Well, it's funny because it's true. No one's trying to be critical or attack. That's how women are. They're emotional beings, for Christ's sake. Ha ha, nice. All right, that's where I'm going to stop here. There are a lot of comments. There's 124 comments. We're not going to go through all of them. I'm going to step away, take another break real quick, and I'm going to come back and go through these three postings. This one's not that long. Female dating strategy. Then we have male dating strategy, not female dating strategy, complaining. This one is not too terribly long. We'll get through as most of it. We'll get through as most of it as possible, I mean. And then finally, my favorite one. Last but not least, male dating strategy suggests being elusive of how many partners men have slept with. Does this apply to women also? All right. So let's switch back over to full screen. We are at 1 hour and 51 minutes. And Queen, the YouTube live streaming server has been running quite well lately. You see, it's not me. It's just when the server's overloaded. Like tomorrow, Saturday, that's when the issues typically happen. I just got another match on this new app. I'm nearing 40 matches on this one app alone. I just want to make one work. It's like working a second and third job. This is just insane. Like, I get what women are going through now. I get it. A lot of them are leaving Match and going to this app. I'm seeing a lot of this, not all of them. There are a lot of new ones, but I'm seeing a lot of the same women that were on Match on this app. All right. Let's cue up some royalty-free YouTube music. Let me try to get some songs I've been playing in a while. Let me see here. Let me see. Need a couple more. Come on, which one is it gonna be? Which one is it gonna be? All right. All right, music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for another short break. When we return, we're going to go over the 3 Reddit postings that I just showed you on the screen there. And then we're going to call it a night. And I got to get myself some food or make myself something to eat. And then I got to just kick back and respond to some of these messages. Oh, man. It's overwhelming. Now I'm overwhelmed. So, with that being said, stick around. We'll be right back. We're back. We're back. Got another message. I'm going to share that with you folks. It's interesting. I'm seeing the pattern. Seeing the pattern here. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. It's a common theme. Even with the good women nowadays. They give it up one time with the sexy guy they're attracted to, and then they want to put a chastity belt on. We'll talk about that in a second. Oh man, it's hilarious to me. A lot of them are like that. Goes to show what guys are doing nowadays, right? Yeah. All right. Welcome back to the third and final segment of Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on the Coach Eli Television Network, YouTube, Facebook, and D Live. The topic tonight is dating is very difficult in 2021, but having a strategy makes it easier. One more time, the topic is dating is very difficult in 2021, but having a strategy makes it easier. It doesn't make it completely easy. It's not easy. It never has been and never will be. It just makes it a little bit easier. By preventing having your time wasted with the wrong person, you can focus on someone that may be the right person, right? So, before we get to the final three Reddit questions here, I had a couple of questions in the chat. There was a question that was deleted. I don't see it as a problem. I'm going to read it here. Let's see here. We have example purposes is back. I think I know who you are, sir. Like I said yesterday, welcome back to the show. And another person named Sloopy or Sloppy or what is that? Sloopy. Okay. Good evening, Coach. With example purposes, good evening, sir. How are you doing tonight? Sloopy says, Coach, I'm tired of trying to date these women today. Well, join the crowd, brother. Doesn't mean they're all bad. It just means you have to understand what they're going through because of what other guys are doing, right? And you also have to understand that they're, like I say all the time, women are liberated, they're independent, they're, buying their own homes, they're buying their own cars, they're taking care of themselves. They don't need a man to provide for them anymore, so they have far more options nowadays. That's just the way it is. I just got a message on Match.com. And this woman just responded to me and said, I love playing golf. What kind of a response is that? That's going to go on the back burner, right? I mean, what's that going to do, right? When you have a lot of options, is that going to stand out? I love playing golf. Well, what else did you like my profile? You're interested in chatting further and getting to know me? Eli, I like your profile. Like, what am I going to do with that? I love playing golf. Well, thanks for sharing, ma'am. Have a great night. Example purposes says, it was a deleted message, but that's okay. Queen deleted that one, and that's not a bad one. Coach, I'm confused. What is your definition of casual sex? Well, casual sex is sex with no meaning. You have no desire for a relationship or commitment. You just want to get with any woman that you're attracted to and is attracted to you, I guess, and just wants to have some fun with no attachment, no emotional attachment. You don't want the emotional attachment. That's all it is. If that's what you want, go and get what you want. I'm not here to tell people what to do. I'm here to help people get what they want. I don't teach people or I don't preach casual sex. But if you're going to do that, at least be honest about it, because there are women out there that do just want that. Don't try to convince a woman that you want a relationship just to get in their pants, because I'll show you what happens. When you do that, this is what happens. I just got a message from another woman here on this other app. I've got like 40 matches now, right? She's 42 years old, 5'6", and she's probably about, oh, she's cute. I mean, she's probably about 130 pounds. I mean, she's cute. And she wrote, "Hi, Eli, exclamation point. Day has been good, busy running errands. As far as what I'm looking for, I'm looking to connect with people, plural. I'm looking to connect with people, plural. This woman doesn't look like the woman, though, that would want to sleep with multiple guys, especially what she said after what she says here. I'm looking to connect with people and hoping to find a long-term relationship, but not in a hurry to get there. You. Why are women always throwing in, I'm looking for a long-term relationship, but I'm not in a hurry to get there? Doesn't that go without saying? Or let me translate what this woman's saying. What this woman is saying when she's looking for a long-term relationship is, but not in a hurry to get there, is saying that she's thinking she rushed into it before. There was a guy out there that was just looking for something casual, pretended to want something more with her just to make her feel comfortable. They got together for one date. At the end of the date, they had sex all night, and then the guy never called her again. So now she's feeling slighted. She's feeling jaded. She's feeling like she has to force men to work harder and wait longer to get something that may feel natural on a future first date or second date in the future, right? So now she's got a chastity belt on, right? And now any other guy, like, this is the thing. I will respond to her, but I'm going to do it tactfully. I'm going to let her know I'm looking for the same thing as you are. And I'm going to say, it's not about rushing things. I get where you're coming from. It's about letting nature take its course and allowing the natural flow of progression take things to where they're supposed to go, when they're meant to happen. That could be sooner or later. When you respond to a woman in that way, you're being respectful, but you're also letting her know that I'm a guy, a high-value guy that has no time to waste, and I'm not going to be with a woman that's jaded. I'm going to test her to see how jaded she is, because one or two guys pretended to want to be in a relationship with her, slept with her, and never saw her again, right? Or maybe the intentions with the guy were for the right reasons. For example, sometimes guys really want a relationship, and it leads to sex the first or second date. They have sex with the woman, and she's a horrible lover, so they don't want to be with her, right? So that's a possibility. Regardless, when women say, I'm not looking to rush into it, it's making a statement that they felt slighted, or they felt that they were used for sex. That's the truth of the matter. Example purposes says, I'm confused, but I can't ask my question. It's not going through. Darn it. It went through. It was just deleted by Queen by mistake. Not a big deal. I have a lot of blocked words here. Any trolling type of comments are automatically blocked. Sloopy says, I want a relationship. Should I be looking for a relationship or a date and hope it turns into a relationship? I think we need to be upfront like I am. I think if you're on a dating app, which most of us are, okay, I think you need to be clear and direct with what you're looking for. As a guy, nothing wrong with you saying, look, I'm a busy guy, but I have time for the right person. And in this modern dating world, there are a lot of games out here. I'm not looking to play games. I'm seeking a relationship with someone that's ready and in a good place to take that chance, right? You put it out there like that. Be direct, be decisive, right? Okay? And you say, I'm not looking to waste time, right? When you say you're not looking to waste time, if a woman asks you, what do you mean you're not looking to waste time? Because some women that have been used for sex, or after they slept with somebody that they thought was going to go somewhere, it didn't go anywhere, they get guarded, right? When you deal with a woman like that and you say, I'm not looking to waste time, what you're trying to say is that I'm not looking to invest in wasting time in someone that's not ready to have something sustainable long term, right? to a woman like that, like the one I mentioned, saying, I'm not looking to waste time, to her, she's going to think, oh, he's trying to get into my pants as quickly as possible. He's trying to sleep with me, right? And if you get a woman like that, you send a message back like I just said. I understand where, I understand you're not looking to rush into things, but I'm the type of guy that just goes with the flow. And I don't think there's a right or a wrong time for things to happen. I think it should happen naturally when they're meant to be, or they're just not going to happen, right? So in other words, like I said, you're telling her that you understand why she's saying she's not looking to rush into anything. She wants to try to not sleep with another guy that's not going to want to be with her the next day. That's all they're trying to do. So you try one time, see how she responds. If she's like, yeah, you know what, that makes sense, Eli, you're right. Let's get to know each other, right? Or if she says, well, but yeah, I just want to be really clear again. I don't want to rush into anything, right? If they say that a second time, that's when you kill the conversation, because they're too jaded and guarded. And even if they go out with you, they're not going to sleep with you for like a month or two. They're going to test you, and they're going to play games, and it's not going to feel natural. So that's that. So just go for it, dude. Be direct, be decisive. Go out there, swipe right on a bunch of women you feel are attractive, or, go to an actual site where you see profiles and respond to a bunch of women. And once you start getting 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 women in the queue, you're going to have the abundant mindset to the point of where if you're direct with one and she blocks you or ghosts you, right, you're going to have 39 others waiting in the queue, bro. That's the way to do it. Let's see here. Like the song Sloopy. Okay. Example purposes. Isn't sex on the first date casual sex? It can be, or it could be something that propels you into a relationship. It's all on your mindset. Example purposes. Right? Like, I've been intimate with a woman on the first date before, and it turned into a relationship. And then sometimes it's on the second date, it turns into a relationship, right? Now, typically, if you're going to go on a second date with a woman, or a woman goes on a second date with you, it means she's into you, she's attracted to you. And if you play your cards right, then it should happen by the second or third date. The bottom line is this, in my opinion, and the opinion of other coaches like Coach Corey Wayne, who I respect and follow as well here on the YouTube side of things, if sex doesn't happen by the third date, that's when you kill it. That's when you back off. And, I wouldn't block the woman, but I wouldn't go out of your way to make plans. And if the woman reaches out to you after you've ignored her for a little while after the third date with no sex, and she reaches out to you, you can send her a text back and say, I'm not seeing things move forward. I really like you, but things are not moving forward. And they might be like, what do you mean? Just because we're not having sex? I'm like, well, aren't you attracted to me? I like you. We've been on 3 dates, and it feels natural for that to happen. Maybe you're just not ready, right? You're direct with them, right? Because you're not worried about her rejecting you. If she rejects you, remember, you've got other women in the queue, right? If it doesn't happen by the third date, it's just not going to happen. Move on. I wish I was a high value man. A high value man doesn't necessarily only mean having money. It means that you take care of yourself. You look as good as possible. You're fit. You're healthy. You have a great attitude. Okay. You're confident. You're secure. You're emotionally stable. You're in touch with your emotions. Sloopy says, okay, I will try that. Thanks. Yeah, no problem, man. Appreciate it. All right. Let's get to the other Reddit postings here. We're at 2 hours and 18 minutes. Let's switch on over here to the browser source. And let's get to it here. This is from the subreddit R shitposting. That's great. Shitposting. That's a great subreddit name. At least you're honest about what you're posting. You're posting shit. Okay. Female dating strategy. Warning, brain damage. There's a picture there. Hope goes to die there. Yup. I like how they call men scrotums. Laughing my ass off. Scrotums or scrotes. I remember a post where the topic was about men asking for a date in the park or the beach or something. Basically, men did not want to spend money on a first date. That's a good point. I don't, if I don't have to, right? Because it is encouraged by other men to do it, because why would you spend money on a girl on the first date on an expensive restaurant and she pays for nothing? If you're going to get something out, like if she is really into you and you know that intimacy is going to happen that night, maybe. I wouldn't recommend doing that. I've done that in the past in my younger days with women, and it got nowhere. Sometimes it does. However, this was outrageous by the woman in that thread, because it is not chivalrous, and those men that does not do it, or it should be don't do it. I don't know, your grammar is off. Are low valuable. You mean low value. Okay, so women always cry out for equality, but as soon as men ask 50-50, she cries because she expects you to pay it all. That's not what it is. I was reading this earlier, and these are my thoughts. Women got equal rights. There's a difference between equal rights and equality in a relationship. Those are two different things. You have to understand that. This is what guys don't understand, right? Equal rights. The equal rights that women got are the same rights us men have always had. Okay? The right to vote, the right to bear arms, okay? Equal pay for equal work, all that, yada, yada, yada. We don't have to go through all that stuff, right? Okay? That has nothing to do with equality in a relationship. Despite the fact that women are liberated, and a lot of them are doing jobs that require them to exude more masculine than feminine energy, and a lot of them are behaving more masculine at times, or well, most of the time, right? Okay, despite that, even these women still want a traditional type of man, like a real man, right? But a lot of times, us real guys, if they're too masculine and they're not feminine enough, we don't give them the time of day, so they end up with the beta males, which are conformist to their wants and needs. But after dating the beta males for a while, they realize they're stronger than the beta males, and then they leave the beta males, and they're like, okay, there's where are all the good men at, and it needs to be equal in the relationship, and this and that. Listen, this is what equality in a relationship is. It's not about the man wearing the pants or the woman wearing the pants, but to a certain extent, the man needs to be slightly in the one-up position, or the woman will never respect him, no matter what type of woman she is, right? When I say the one-up position slightly, I mean the man needs to wear the pants, 50.1% of the time, and the woman needs to wear the pants 49.9%. That's as close to equal as possible, with the man being slightly in the one-up position, because women, no matter what era it is, no matter how liberated they are, no matter how strong they are, independent they are, they will not respect the man that they perceive to be weaker than them. They won't. Women do not respect a man that they perceive to be weaker than them. No matter how liberated they are. Get that straight, right? So when you take a woman out on the first date, it's not, equality doesn't mean that, okay, I pay half, she pays half. No, if I like a woman, and whenever I take her on a date, whether it's the first date, if we go to a restaurant, which is very rare, I wouldn't recommend doing that, I'll share what I do anyway. Second date, you go to a restaurant, and let's say the first night, the first time you met, you were intimate, you saw each other again, it's going somewhere, take her to a restaurant and pay for it. Be a gentleman, right? And see how she respects you and appreciates you, right? I don't have a problem paying for a woman most of the time, as long as she's a good woman. We're spending time together. She's low maintenance. Okay? Comes from a good family. It's easy to be with her, and there's constant intimacy happening. If that's the case, I have no problem paying all the time. It makes me feel like a man. So there's a difference between equality with rights and equality in a relationship. Then later I saw another thread which was something, so I basically scammed men on the first date, and it was about a woman that did not want to find a lover but just get free meals. That thread was all just, yeah, you go girl, fuck those guys, whatever, right? So I've seen that. And that woman, I think, actually did a video as well, like on YouTube. I don't respect women like that at all. I would spot a woman like that instantly, right? A woman like that, when I ask her my questions about relationships, she's not going to be interested in that. She's going to say, let's just hang out. Let's not talk on the phone. Let's just hang out. Let's just go to dinner and hang out, and we'll see how it goes. That's what they're going to say. And I'll say, no, I want to talk with you by phone and get to know you, right? You can easily find out a woman's intentions by how much time she's willing to invest to get to know you before you meet. Now, you don't want to invest too much time, but I think you need to send a few texts back and forth and then talk on the phone one time for a half an hour or an hour. If a woman's not willing to give you a half an hour or an hour on the phone before you meet, so you hear her voice and you learn a little bit more about her or learn a little bit more about each other, then you got to just move forward. All right, that's all I'm going to go through on this one here. Unless there's one more. Oh, yeah, the double standard and hypocrisy is awful there. I browsed it for 10 minutes and saw this one post about penis size being more important than anyone who says otherwise is poorly endowed themselves. No, it's not. That's ridiculous. She said that if a man couldn't satisfy her in bed, he was completely useless. You know, that's not, yeah, when I read this earlier, this is what that means, okay? Translated, this is what a woman is saying. Women will lash out emotionally when they don't get what they want. You guys are misinterpreting this. Let's say a woman goes on a date with a guy or, goes on a couple of dates and they end up having sex together, right? She really likes the guy. He's attractive. He's got his shit together. He feels the same way about her. They have sex and he's a horrible lover, right? Or maybe, maybe he has a smaller, lower region, right? I mean, if that doesn't work for her, if that's not turning her on and making her feel sexually good, it's just not going to work out. Women are just saying it in a different way because they're emotional beings. That's all it is. They're lashing out. That's what women do. They're emotional beings. Just chalk it up as she's not the right one and move on. Then I saw a post from someone else that complained about men objectifying women and only using them for sex. I've heard that a lot from women I've talked to lately. They're saying that you're objectifying things or, you're generalizing, right? Whenever I hear a woman saying you're objectifying or generalizing, game over. It never works because those are the women that are flexing their muscles and they're going to make it very difficult for you to get anywhere with them. So why even give them the time of day? If you hear a woman say through texting or on the phone, that you're objectifying or you're generalizing, the moment you hear that, eject, Robinson, eject. You've got 30, 40 other options waiting in the queue, right? And having problems with a man having preferences is dumb too, considering how many lists I've seen them make. Go to Cringetopia and type in female dating strategy. One of the first posts should be a huge and demanding list for men. Well, I've been to those lists and it's not necessary. The list is ridiculous. I'd ignore women like that too. There are other women out there that are not going to put you through that ringer. Okay, we're going to get to the next one here in a second. We're at 2 hours and 28 minutes. Let me check out the chat here real quick. Sloopy says, yes, I am tired of paying the way for these ladies. You're tired of paying for them and getting nothing in return. It's not a fair exchange, bro, because you're doing it too quickly. You got to see if the woman's willing to get to know you for who you are first by not buying her anything. The first time you meet up, I forgot to mention that. I meet women in a Safeway supermarket parking lot, day or night, whenever. We sit in my car and talk for 30 minutes. If there's chemistry, we go on a second date, then I'll take her out to dinner. If she wants to see you a second time after meeting with you briefly, she's seen you, she's attracted to you, then it may be worth it because she's attracted to you, right? The first date's to find out if the chemistry's there. You don't have to spend any money to do that. Any woman that's trying to get you to spend money on her on the first date is basically not going to be into you. She's just trying to get a free meal, most of the time, at least. Example purposes, Coach, what is your opinion of having a girl just to Netflix and chill? No sex? Let me ask you this. What's the difference of doing that with her or one of your guy friends if you're not being intimate? I mean, think about it, dude. If you're sitting on the couch watching Netflix, and here's the thing, there are way better things to do than watch Netflix. Quite honestly, when I first get to know a woman, I see her on the weekends. And then if it progresses, we can see each other during the week and maybe move in or whatever, right? I'd rather go away for the weekend and take a nice drive, get a nice room, go hiking. We could watch Netflix in the room a little bit, sure, for a little bit while we have a glass of wine, and then we start making out and doing other things. But if you're talking about having a woman to watch Netflix with platonically, dude, I mean, if that floats your boat, bro, you do you. But come on, that's not what you really want. If you're talking with a woman that wants that, and you're thinking that's the way that you're going to get to her, basically she's friend zoning you, right? I see you as a friend, right? But we can hang out and watch Netflix together, and you can buy me dinner, right? And you could be my therapist, right? If you enjoy that, bro, then that's on you. But I don't think that's what you really want. Anyway. All right, so male dating strategy, not female dating strategy complaining. I really like the idea of the subreddit, as I've struggled with dating for a long time. Give me a second here. I like the fact of a place to share strategies for being better men, dating better women. I don't understand how the constant complaining about female dating strategy accomplishes anything. It doesn't. Let's focus on ourselves and grow this sub. I hate to see this becoming something akin to a sub that is preoccupied with what women are doing. You got to keep it positive. I agree. Dunking on crazy women, I'm not going to say the B word, is fun every once in a while, but we should really focus on helping our bros get out there and find some quality company. Right. You eliminate the negative ones and focus on the good ones. And tonight on this show, I've been teaching you folks how to filter them out quickly and how to get a lot in the queue so you have the abundant mindset. So you respond naturally to every woman, and you're not afraid to take risks and ask them certain things to find out their true intentions, right? When you only have one or two, then you feel like, okay, I got to say everything right because I don't have a lot of options. When you have a lot of options, you can be more daring, you come up more natural, and that's also more attractive to a woman. And even if she does leave you, you have your other options remaining, right? I also agree. I was sucked into using this as a place to vent my frustration over what I was finding at FDS. Female Dating Strategies. That's that same subreddit where women go there and they talk about dating strategies for men, which is not a natural biological thing to basically logically try to talk about getting a man, where it's an emotional thing. For women, it's about how they feel. It's how they feel. It's not about overthinking it, right? When women overthink things, it doesn't go well because that's not natural for them. Since I could not post there, yeah, you were banned from the female dating strategy subreddit. Your posts and other things have led me to realize what I was doing. Henceforth, this is the place where we help each other improve ourselves, both for ourselves and for the world at large. Excellent, bro. That's a positive attitude. That's what you need to have. Yes, by the way, we can't post anything there. F those S word. I can't say they'll get demonetized. F those women that enjoy the company of multiple men all the time in romantic ways. Was that advertiser friendly or what, right? You know what I'm saying. You see it on the screen there. 110% agree. All this hating and venting isn't doing anything to help us become better at dating women and becoming better people in general. When you're a cool, calm, and collective guy, and you're unperturbable, right? You're a rock, right? And you're indifferent to the outcome, right? Whether it works out or not, right? You come up more attractive to women, right? So if a woman says something to you that would bother 90% of other men, and you're one of the few or the only one that doesn't bother or faze, she's going to be like, wow, every other guy I've done this to or said this to overreacts. This dude's not overreacting. She's going to keep trying to test you to see how strong you are. And you got to be ready for that. You don't let it get to you. What happens when it doesn't get to you? It makes you more attractive to her. If she's going to try to break you, right? It's a test. It's a shit test. And when she doesn't break you, she'll be so turned on. All you have to do is be cool, calm, and collected. And she's yours. That's it. That's a secret. That's it. Maybe we should ban or at least limit in some way content here talking about FDS. If it's not horrible content, why ban it? Only ban stuff that's horrible. Nah, that's like FDS banning anyone who doesn't parrot their narrative. We're better than that. I agree. I agree with that. That's like silencing their freedom of speech. Agreed. Okay. That's as far as I'm going to go on this one here. Let's go to the final one here. From the subreddit Female Dating Strategy. There we go. We're on FDS right now. FDS. Look at the logo there and all that. Male dating strategies suggest being elusive of how many partners men have slept with. Does this apply to women also? Oh, it very much so applies to women, at least when it comes to me and most other guys. They don't want women with a high body count. Like, here's the thing. When you go and you buy a car, let's say you made a lot of money and you want to buy a Ferrari, right? And you spend 150 grand, 200 grand, the top of the line Ferrari, right? Do you want to get the Ferrari that has 100,000 miles on it or 200,000 miles on it? Or do you want low mileage? Think about it. So you have to look at it from this standpoint. Guys, at least guys that want something real, are going to value a woman more that has a lower body count. Now, what is a lower body count before I get into this? And I'm going to get to the chat here in a second. Let me know what you think. Look, this is the modern world, and women are not only liberated, they're sexually liberated too. And even good women, let's say now in their 40s, because I'm in my 40s, even good women in their 40s will have slept with more than one guy, obviously, or two or three, right? So what do I think a normal amount of men is for, let's say, a 40 or 45-year-old woman that was probably divorced and been single for a while, right? What's a normal body count? We got to be real. We got to be reasonable. Wow. I got a response from this cute 31-year-old woman, 5'4". She's a little thick, but she's probably 5'4", about 140. She's cute. She looks Latin. And I asked her, this is on the fly here, hi, ma'am, it's nice to connect with you here. How's your day going, and what are you seeking on this app? She's like, hi, Eli. My day's going really well. I'm looking for a relationship and you. She said, I'm looking for a relationship and you. She didn't say, I'm looking for a relationship, but I'm in no hurry to get into one. I'm looking for a relationship and you. Ma'am, you're going to get my first response when I'm done. I got another response from another woman. This is happening live and on the fly here. I asked the same question. How's your day going and what are you seeking on this app? Hey, Eli. Not so bad. Just finished work not too long ago. That's cool, man. You got weekends off? You want to hang out over the weekend? Go hiking? Just a busy Friday and now chilling with some TV. Cool. Maybe we can talk later tonight. I'll get back to her, more than likely tonight, maybe. As far as what I'm looking for, this is what she says. Ultimately, a relationship, but let's start with dates and go from there. How about you? I just got matched with another woman. This is insane, man. 35-year-old woman. We'll see if she messages me. And she's cute. This is all, I've got to tell you, folks. I'm live on the air. This is live on the fly. I am seriously, for the first time in my life, I am overwhelmed with online dating. I am overwhelmed. Man. I think Netflix and chill is supposed to mean hanky-panky. Of course, man. Listen, if you're going to hang out with your lady, let's say you're not going away on this particular weekend, right? And it's Friday night. You invite her over to watch Netflix. If she comes over to your place and you're on the couch watching Netflix, she's going to automatically assume that you two are going to have sex at some point, right? It doesn't mean you have to do it right away. You could go and get some takeout or go out to dinner and then come back and watch Netflix. And then once you're done with that, you start laying in bed, move from the living room to the bedroom. Maybe put on the TV in there and then snuggle up. And then one thing leads to another. Come on, man. All right, Eli, it's time to take the rest of the night off from live streaming. Why, Queen? Okay, Queen. Well, we're almost done anyway, Queen. Let's get back to this final posting here. Once again, male dating strategies suggest being elusive of how many partners men have slept with. This is applied to women also, right? So I didn't mention what is a good amount. What is a normal amount of a body count for women, in my opinion? Like, let's say a 40 or 45-year-old woman. Okay, we got to be fair, guys. Okay, because listen, on average, women by the time they're 40 or 45 are going to be with at least 10 to 20 guys, right? Okay. I think that's normal. Now, here's why. Here's my reasoning for it. Okay, women may get married once or twice, and maybe they had 5 or 6 actual relationships, right? Maybe let's say that they've been with 20 guys, and half of those guys were relationship guys, right? Or they wanted to be in a relationship with the guy, right? The other 10 were fillers in between while they were looking for that right guy. Maybe friends with benefits, maybe, hook up. I mean, doesn't mean because somebody's hooking up, they're a bad person. It means that, they're in between relationships and they're not emotionally ready, but they still crave the intimacy. But they want to do it with one guy, right? They'll find a guy that, is just looking for something like a friends with benefits. Like friends with benefits is something that you're doing constantly with someone. It's almost like you're in a relationship, but you're just exclusively having sex together and you're not doing the typical things, the other typical things that couples do, right? So I think by the time a woman reaches 40, I think somewhere between 10 or 20 men is a normal average body count. Women are liberated, equal rights, equality. I get it, right? Now, I think any more than that, in my opinion, is somebody that I wouldn't want to pursue. And if you've been with more than 20 men as a woman, just don't tell me, because then you're not going to get the time of day from me. It's going to turn me off. There's a difference between a woman being with 20 guys by the time she's 40 or 45 and 100 or 200 guys. I will not date a woman that slept with 100 or 200 guys, because that's a woman that, likes variety and doesn't want to settle and is always seeking the thrill of a new guy. And if you're with a woman like that and she's not getting that high thrill of sexual, charge and being turned on, then she'll cheat on you and leave you anyway, right? So there is such thing, in my opinion, as a high body count. But you got to be reasonable, guys. You can't expect a 40 or 45-year-old woman to have only been with one or two men. That's ridiculous. I'm not someone that likes to lay all my cards on the table. So I'm not someone that likes to lay all my cards on the table, whether I'm super experienced or not. If a guy asks how many guys I've slept with, is it better to give a coy, sarcastic answer? I'd have to say yes, but at the same time, you're lying, and you better not have a disease you're not making us aware of. That's the thing. LOL, this is one of those questions where I would probably dump anybody who asked it. Who cares? Why would you dump the person? Because you don't want to tell him you've been with 100 guys? Ask him why he needs to know and watch him squirm trying to come up with an answer. This is a woman. I wouldn't give the time. I wouldn't even say hi to this woman. Man, what are you hiding, right? If you have any respect for yourself and your body, why would that offend you, right? Some guys want to be with a woman that has a lower body count because number one, they don't want to get a disease. Number two, they want to be with a woman that is able to commit to one guy and is not going to leave the moment they don't have one orgasm one time because it was an off night. I'd ask him, are we counting men that are shit in bed here? I call them false starts. That's a good point. I'll give the woman that. If you're a horrible lover, it's not going to work. So that's a fair statement. As a matter of fact, ma'am, I'm going to give you a big round of applause for that. Listen, I'm a fair guy. Right is right and wrong is wrong. The woman in that case is absolutely right. She is absolutely right. That's a loaded question that you should never ask or answer. Why not? You don't ask. See, here's the thing. You don't ask directly. If you're going to ask a question like that, you're gonna want to ask like, I'm looking to just talk to one woman. I'm not looking to get caught up in this crazy dating world where people talk to multiple people. Are you willing to invest the time to get to know me? You word it in that type of way, right? Women that are saying, "Oh well, I'm just dating. I'm not looking to commit right now. I do want a relationship, but I'm just dating." And if one of my dates pans out, then it pans out to a relationship. When you hear a woman say, "I'm just dating right now," that means she's hooking up with multiple guys. It's her appropriate way of saying that if you want to get to know me, maybe we'll hook up, but just know I'm hooking up with 4 or 5 other guys, and I'm sleeping with all of them, right? Maybe say, "Why do you want to know?" or "None of your goddamn business." There are really only 3 that matter anyway: the first, the current, and the best you've ever had. You see how women are reacting nowadays? This is very inappropriate behavior, in my opinion. This is unladylike. There is no good reason. It is exactly it. No reason to go there. Well, I wouldn't, if I was a guy, I wouldn't ask directly, but I would ask some other questions that'll give you the answer. Because honestly, ladies, your body count does make a huge difference. It does. Not a single guy I've dated has asked me that. It is considered such bad dating etiquette to ask about sexual history because, ma'am, you probably haven't slept with more than 20 guys in your life. If a guy did ask me that, I'd definitely be elusive, mostly because I do not want to hear about his sexual past. I might say I'm not ready to answer that just yet. If he asks your actual number, he's an insecure loser or drop him. No, he's not insecure. He's a smart guy. Number one, doesn't want to get disease. Number two, he doesn't want to sleep with all the 100 men you've slept with too and get something, like I said, doesn't want to get disease. If it's a long conversation about how you both maintained long-term relationships and how they ended, what you learned, have you grieved afterwards, sure, proceed with caution. I usually try to work out of a guy is a serial short-term relationship, gets dumped kind of guy, or married the love of his life, had a healthy relationship, and she died 2 years ago cutting uniform. So she's trying to figure out his intentions. That's a good thing. That's what I do with women too. I've never been asked that question, nor would I think to ask it. Not anyone's business. It's not a question you want to ask directly, but indirectly you should really try to find out. And you can tell a lot about someone's body count by their behavior, and if they're, when they're first starting to date you, if they're dating multiple other people at the same time. My N ain't even that high, but if a dude asks, he's out. First name, Nunya. Second, business. None of your business. Okay. Then you get none of my time. None of ya my time. Right. You get none of my time if it's none of my business. Right. That's how they spell it. Noneya. It's none of his business, and that's exactly what you should tell him. Listen to these ladies here. FDS strategy coach, the angry charter. Oh, an angry lady. Let's read this. You bet your sweet ass it does. Wow. That's such ladylike language there. You see why these women don't get the time of day? They're putting up their guns. They're not being sweet and feminine. They're being masculine. Never ever reveal your end count or number of your past partners. They will use that info to shame you and to justify treating you like shit. No, I won't do that. I just won't date you. If you've slept with 100 guys, I don't want to go anywhere near you. And to me, that's disgusting. That's just my opinion. I'm not shaming you. I'm just saying I wouldn't date you. You want to go and have sex with 1,000 guys? You're liberated. Do you? I just want no part of it. You owe them nothing. Your past is your business and you're entitled to your privacy. If you insist on telling them something, tell them you've had 2 exes. Pick out your 2 best. Pick out your best 2 and leave it at that. Well, you know what? I'd rather hear that than hear you having 10 guys. If you're going to lie about something to me, as long as you're clean, disease-free, and all that, I'd rather hear you say you've been with 2 guys than 200. Even if you reformed yourself, I do not want to know that you've been with that many partners. I would not be able to respect you. I'm sorry. Only mention how many people you've been in relationships with. Your casual sex past life isn't his business. Oh, it is. Because it shows your intentions. Ditch any guy who asks this question next. And that's it. All right, folks. We are at 2 hours and 52 minutes. I'm going to start wrapping this up here right before the 3-hour mark, but I have a few questions here to go through in the chat. Nothing happening on Facebook or the live. Let's go back to full screen and let's check out the chat here real quick before we go off the air. It's a good show tonight. You're getting distracted, says Queen. No, it's part of the show, Queen. I'm doing that because that's the point, Queen. It's to show how distracting, time-consuming, and overwhelming it is. Absolutely. Sloopy says, that's hard to take. 10 or 20 men, damn. You got to understand, dude, this is the modern world. And you know what? Women want a relationship, and they're gonna go through some guys. They're gonna fool them into the sack, leading them to believe that they're going to be in a relationship with them, and they just say that to them to get sex. You can't blame women for that, dude. I think 20 is a reasonable number. I think anything higher than that, at that point, then it's, hey, you've got to be reasonable, dude. This is the modern world. You're not going to find virgins anymore, dude. And do you even really want a virgin that doesn't know how to make you feel good in the sack? Come on, dude. Sloopy says, I would say 5. Okay, that's your opinion. Yes, that's terrible. Her to say that trash she is, says Sloopy. Okay. Example purposes. Coach, how do you find out the number indirectly? Like I said, one of the best ways to find out is if you're getting to know her, ask her, hey, I'd like to meet you and get to know you, but I'm only interested in talking with and dating one woman at a time. Now, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I think you're a cool person. But, if I'm going to invest the time to get to know you, I would hope that you would, give back the same thing in return. And she'll say one of two things. She'll say, of course, I'm not talking to anyone else. I want to just get to know you. Or she'll say, well, I'm kind of talking to 3 or 4 other guys right now. And if she says that, then you can tell a woman's intentions and how her past has been and figure out her numbers by what she's currently doing. Okay? So, like I said, if she's not willing, let's say she wants to go out with you because she likes you and she feels like you two could have a relationship, you have that connection, but she's not willing to stop dating other guys at the same time until, per se, there's a commitment involved, then there's your answer. That's a high body count, typically, and that's a woman that is just not ready to settle and may never be. That's us women. Yes, says Queen. She's laughing. Well, thank you, Queen. Sloopy, I'm taking notes. Can't wait to learn more. Thank you. Well, you're welcome. Thank you for being here. All right. We are at 2 hours and 56 minutes, folks. I'm going to get on out of here. I've got a lot of messages to respond to and get some dinner going. And who knows? I may end up going hiking tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'll be back tomorrow, folks, or not. Depends what happens. If I got nothing going on or very little going on, I'll probably do a stream tomorrow and possibly Sunday. But if you don't hear from me for the next couple of days, just know that, I ended up going hiking and doing some stuff. But more than likely, as of right now, I have no plans. More than likely, I'll be back tomorrow at some point. So with that being said, have yourselves a great night, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.